What's up everybody, BigSweetC here with you. Got a special little video for you today. I want to keep talking about what I haven't played in forever, and now all of a sudden I seem to not get enough of sports games. So I had my previous review on Madden 21, the latest iteration of the NFL game from EA. If you haven't done so yet and you want to check that out, please do so. The video is right here on the channel. I'm sure you can find it. And at some point, you'll see a little view up in the right-hand corner that'll link you to it. But I digress. That was a previous video. Today, we're talking about America's pastime, MLB the Show 21. Now, while I was actually kind of a fan of Madden for a little while, and I have played that fairly recently, that's been within the last maybe 4 or 5 years, I haven't played a baseball game since maybe Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run for Super Nintendo. I think maybe there was maybe a game or two on either N64 or maybe GameCube at the absolute latest that I've played baseball. And as much as I really enjoy the actual sport of America's pastime, I haven't played a baseball game in years because they just got... It just became too much. You know, you have all these different hits. You got all these different types of hits. You can push it, you can pull it, you can blah, blah, blah. You know, you have 15 different types of pitches that you can throw and all this stuff. And it just kind of overwhelmed me for a little bit and kind of took the fun out of the playing the game as opposed to actually just playing the game. And so I actually was kind of surprised going back and checking out the show. The only reason that I even tried this out was because it's free on Game Pass with EA Play. So if you have Game Pass Ultimate or EA Play, it's totally free for you to play, and I highly recommend it. I've actually enjoyed the shiza out of it. They still have quite a bit of nuance to it, so like you can still push the ball, you can pull it, you can hit ground balls, fly balls, that kind of stuff. But it plays out in a more simplistic manner, and it definitely makes it not easier, I don't want to say, but less complicated, less convoluted, if you will. It plays out more like an actual real game, in my opinion. And I know that seems kind of ridiculous to say that a video game would, you know, reflect real life, but I've been playing Road to the Show, which is you in the AA club. Now, we got drafted by the Detroit Tigers because I wanted to. That's my team. I'm a Michigan boy. Can you feel that? So we got drafted by the Tigers. So we're on the Erie whatevers, the AA team for the Tigers. And we're playing a two-way position. So we pitch some games, we bat some games. I actually really like the way that it's being played out because it gives you opportunities almost every week to focus on just playing the field, just pitching, continuing to do both. And the way that it plays out, it's actually very fun and interesting. Keeps me wanting to play. I've probably played this more than any other game in the recent time being for the last week or so since I've started playing this game. Now I haven't finished Road to the Show yet. I mean, we're only about halfway through the first season. I guess this is the first time that you can actually continue seasons. Before it was you just had the one chance. If you didn't make it, game was over. You had to start over. This one you can actually carry over into a second season. I don't know about a third or a fourth or whatever, but it's been absolutely phenomenal. It doesn't have all of the cutscenes that, say, Face of the Franchise does on Madden, but a lot of that stuff, to me, actually could have been played out a lot more simplistic like it is on the show. So on the show, you just get a text message. Your manager or your agent or whoever texts you, how you feeling, and you just give a simple answer back instead of like having to go through that whole interview type scenario. Now they do have like the beat reporters and stuff that interject in between games that talk about how you're doing. They tend to switch on, was your last game good? Was your last game bad, and then they talk about how you perform overall as well. And I mean, it's been super fun. It's very slimmed down. One of my biggest problems with baseball games, and if you decide to play the practice game when you first sign into the show, you can kind of see this. Like if you play a full game, meaning you're in the field and you're batting, a full game takes like 80, 90 minutes, and that to me is just ridiculous. Like, especially if you're gonna play like a franchise where you want to play every game. One of the reasons why I stopped playing baseball games in the past is because it's 90 minutes to play a fucking baseball game, and then there's 162 of those games, and it just so long, just takes up so much time that I didn't have really enough time to play anything else, and so it got old really fast. When this, because you only play your part, it really slims it down. You can get a full game done in, even if you're pitching all 9 innings, you can get a full game done in like 30 minutes at the most. And so it's definitely made it a lot more manageable when it comes to time, a lot more intriguing, because I actually kind of want to finish out the season. I am one of those guys that I have to play the game. Like, I'm not one of those guys that skips an entire month or a couple of months and just plays 1 or 2 games out of the season. Like, I want to play the whole season. That's the point, in my opinion. And so for them to slim this down to where I can play an entire month in the time it used to take a full game really makes all the difference in the world, and has probably been what has kept me coming back. So if you don't know what the show is, it is a baseball video game by San Diego studio, published by Sony Interactive Entertainment, based on Major League Baseball, the MLB. It was released for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, as well as the Xbox One and Series XS. It's the first time the franchise has been released on anything other than Sony PlayStation. Beforehand, the show was like a Sony exclusive, so this is kind of cool. It is also kind of funny, like when you first load up the game, you actually see the Sony logo, even if we're playing on Xbox like I am. So it was kind of funny. It's got an MLB Advanced Media co-publishing as well, so you actually can use like the real characters in the game. Now, when you do Road to the Show, they make up all the names, obviously, and we had to. They do call you out, but we had to switch our name up a little bit. We're not Big Sweetness, we're Big Daddy Boilermaker, because that was the only call out that I could set up. I don't know why they don't have Big Sweetness as a call out. Come on, every game should have that. But it has been super fun. It's the 16th entry in the MLB The Show franchise. Came out on April 20th of 2021. So it hasn't been out for that long, and I'm glad we kind of got into it, because it's been super fun. The San Diego Padres shortstop Fernando Tatis Jr. is on the cover, but they also have a special edition that has Jackie Robinson on the cover. The cool thing about that, just on a side note, every dollar that was $1 of every collector's edition with Jackie Robinson in, $1 of it went to his foundation. So that was kind of cool. Now I have no idea how many they actually sold of the collector's edition, but I thought that was kind of cool. So it's the announcers in the game are Matt Vazgerzian, Mark DeRosa, and Dan Plessick as your play-by-play commentators, with Heidi Watney as the sideline reporter. Which is kind of cool. I mean, I recognize the names, but again, I don't really watch baseball until October, even though I do generally enjoy baseball quite a bit. It's actually, outside of football, baseball is probably my favorite game. But I can understand why most people don't watch it. Like, if you didn't grow up playing it like I did, then sitting there watching it without the commentary telling you exactly what's going on and what everybody's thinking and stuff, it does... seems kind of boring. You see 8 people stand around in the field for most of the day, and maybe once or twice you get a home run, 3 or 4 times if you get lucky. But for the most part, it seems kind of boring just sitting there watching it. So I understand why the popularity of baseball has gone down. But I still love it because I grew up playing it, and so I know what's going through every position's mind, and it still interests me quite a bit. And so being able to go back and play this and actually have fun playing it has been fantastic for me, and it's got me thinking maybe we should keep the sports games in rotation every so often, and so maybe we'll do that. I don't know. Maybe you guys are completely bored by these games, so you let me know in the comments below whether I should continue playing these games or not. But they do generally seem to be as well made for what they are as any of the other games that I've come out with recently, outside of anything from like From Software or like Square Enix. And so I generally do enjoy playing the sports games, and the reason that I wanted to do this review video is I was blown away by how much I actually do enjoy playing this specific one. I was kind of assured that I was gonna at least enjoy playing Madden, just because I love football and it's my favorite sport and all this stuff. And I love the Lions, like life and death. Love the Lions. I don't have that same kind of love for the Tigers, but the sport in itself, it's actually been probably more fun and easier to pick up the show than it was Madden. And I actually probably enjoy playing this more than I enjoy playing Madden, which is a good sign. So I definitely recommend it. It did, upon reception, receive generally favorable reviews from critics. It's got roughly around an 80 out of 100. So I got a 79 out of 100 on the PS4, 78 out of 100 on the PS5, but it did get that 81 on the Xbox Series XS combination. So you've got that aggregate rating right around 80 out of 100, 8 out of 10, if you will. So about it's got about a B rating, which is, in my opinion, considering what's come out lately, that's about the best you can hope for nowadays, especially with a sports game published by anybody that's and I almost said published by EA, but I don't anything by EA is if you can get a B out of it, that's good. But yeah, so like I did just want to bring this up because I have absolutely enjoyed playing it. There's a stadium creator, I guess, part of it as well that I haven't. If you do the franchise mode, I haven't checked into any of that stuff. I probably will at some point just to see what it is. But in my opinion, games are meant to be played, not simulated, and in this instance, you actually get to play a lot more than you do in any of the recent sports games that I've played, which tends to be more simulation. And so the playing this game has been absolutely phenomenal. If you happen to have Game Pass Ultimate or EA Play, again, I highly recommend it. It's been super fun. We finally were able to hit a couple of home runs. Hitting is incredibly realistic. Like I still get fooled by some of the pitchers, the balls they throw. I don't strike out nearly as much as I used to, but I even do. Like I said, I get fooled by pitchers sometimes, and I do still. There'll be games I strike out a couple of times, but then there'll be games where I go 3 for 5 with a couple of doubles, a couple of RBIs, a home run maybe. I've only hit 3 home runs. There's an achievement for 25, so I got a little work to put in there. But pitching is super fun. You kind of follow this little like track. Now each pitcher, I believe, is limited to just the 4 pitches. Maybe there's a couple of pitchers out there that have like a 5th one that you can add to it. But for the most part, every pitcher I've come across has only had the 4 pitches. And you just kind of follow this track depending on which one you choose. And depending on how accurate you follow this track is, how accurate the ball is. But like even that you can manipulate. So maybe sometimes you don't want it to be such a straight fastball. Maybe you want to have a little motion on it. So you kind of flick the switch a little bit and your straight down the middle fastball has a little curve to it at the end, or maybe a little slide to the inside, which is pretty fascinating in my opinion, because it definitely does up the realism, and it's been super fun to play. So before I just get into the repeating myself, I did just want to bring this up because we have been playing it. So if you do want to check out more of it, be sure to hit that like, hit that sub, hit that notification bell here on YouTube, but also head on over to Twitch. We've been playing it over on Twitch. Head on over there at BigSweetC, hit that follow button and that notification bell over there. I also happen to be on Instagram and Twitter. If you guys follow the old social medias, you can follow me over there at BigSweetC. But either way, that's going to wrap this one up. I want to thank you guys for checking out this video, any video, my channel specifically. I hope you guys do hit that sub button. We've, kind of hit a, it's weird. I don't want to get too much into the analytics, but I seem to get the views going up, but I'm not growing. So let me know what it is that you guys are looking for specifically to hit that sub button. Not that I don't appreciate the views, I will take them all day. But what would entice you to hit that sub button as well? Either way, that's going to do it for this one. BigSweetC, that's me, wishing YouTube, that's you. Wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it might be. Long as you're watching, I'm wishing you a wonderful watching time. Sweetness, signing off. Peace.